Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good whatever it may be. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and squirrels. Welcome back to my living room. My name's Katie O and this is Moon Mama Musings. Welcome back for another Astrology Peephole for today, the 5th of July, 2021. Alright, my darling, we have a waning crescent in the sign of Taurus. The moon will then transit tomorrow to the sign of Gemini at 8:24 a.m. Bangkok time. I will be live over on Instagram. Join me if you haven't already. It's great fun. Today's a very interesting day. It's, I already have had a very funny day. There's been some really interesting little, things that have popped into my path that have just made me laugh, I have to say. The 5th of July will go down in history for me as a very, very, very silly morning. But there's a little bit more serious energy at play, even though we might be feeling a little bit lighthearted in general about stuff. I don't know, maybe not everyone, maybe it's just me. But there's some interesting energy at play. Now, the idea that I got with this is I'm sorry to keep on going back to these Game of Thrones references, but they're using this is the prevalent energy right now, apparently. It's that episode where Sansa Stark reveals to Littlefinger that she knows all of his deceptions. It's that he thinks that he's completely winning, that he's got it all sorted out, that he's got this arrogance about him, that he's managed to fool everybody and he's gonna fucking win. He thinks he can taste it already, right? He's already counted his chickens before they've hatched. And then he gets brought, it's very casual, and all of a sudden, within a moment, he went from being the man on top of the world to crumbling down. And it's all for justice. It's that arrogant manipulator just gets exposed for what they are. It's incredible. But it's a just energy. But there's some things that we got to talk about. All right, so the moon is currently making a square with Mars. Now, Mars, our warrior, I want to remind you, it is our inner masculinity. It's our strength and our will to move forward, how we move forward with things, how we commit to stuff in terms of the projection of its path. Yeah, it's fiery energy. It's very, very strong fiery energy. It's Emperor. Yeah. It's in the sign of Leo, which is already the fiery identity lion of the zodiac, right? It's a lion. What more do I have to say? It's the lion, okay? So this moon, our subconscious, our emotional sense, our feminine things, the inner feminine versus Venus, which would be our outward feminine. Whereas the sun is our inner masculine versus Mars is our outward masculine, okay? So this is telling me that our subconscious is still attached to something that is our inner quiet feminine side of things is attached to something that it knows better to be attached to. And our outward expression of masculinity is helping us understand that now. Mars has been observing very well. He withdrew for a while, and maybe he was looking like he was getting shit-faced when he was alone in the sign of Leo. But I'm hearing that he wasn't actually, it looked like he was partying, but he needed to do it because he was undercover. All right, he had to go while he was alone in the sign of Leo and do his observing to figure out the lay of the land. And now is the time where he gets his retribution. Now is the time where he says, hello, Queen, Moon, this guy is not what he says he is, all right? You may be still attached to them, but he's been doing this and this and this, and I have this and this and this proof, and this is the truth of this thing. It's like I said, it's the reveal that Littlefinger is not everything that he seems, when you watch, I feel like when I watched that episode, that season, I was like, Sansa, how can you be so fooled by this manipulator? Well, it's literally the in a TV show, right? You're the observer and you're going, oh, why don't, no, don't go into the basement. Every horror movie, they go into the basement and they die. It's that observer stance where you're like, stop. but it's the actual, it's almost like you're yelling stop, stop, stop so hard that they actually hear you through the screen for once. And they're like, oh, I'm not going to go into the basement because that's the way people die in horror movies. And you're like, he heard me, cool. So yeah, Mars has been our warrior, our outward expression of masculinity, our real worldly emperor energy, again, the real worldly pentacle version of our masculine side. It helps us uncover the truths about things that maybe our inner feminine was still not quite sure about, and was still kind of feeling attached to for some reason, even though they knew that they were being drawn to release it. Yeah, rose-colored glasses coming off further and further, guys. We are literally, tomorrow is the last day of retrograde shadow. Or sorry, the day after tomorrow is we've only got a few days left of retrograde shadow, darlings. We are almost there. We are almost there. And like the rose-colored glasses are coming off. The veils are coming off. We're seeing more and more clearly as we get to closer and closer to this, all right? We also have the moon making a sextile with Neptune, which is in retrograde in the sign of Pisces. And if you remember correctly, Neptune normally I associate with Phoebe Buffay. She's like the happy flower child. But when she's retrograde in the sign of Pisces, she becomes the crone from Vikings. Scary, blue mouth, like no teeth, freaky, creepy. This is the energy of like, obviously, that it's like the crone going, told you so. Hey, I told you so. Mars brought you the real world evidence of it, but I've been telling you this for ages. Yeah, I've been telling you this for ages. We already knew this. This is High Priestess energy. We totally knew that this thing was a charlatan, or it wasn't as it seemed, or it was a false god, or it wasn't, whatever it may be. It was parading as one thing, but the mask gets ripped off. All right. And we have the moon making a trine with Pluto, and this is like not only does the mask get ripped off, guys, but it's being solidified in like Pluto is saying, yep, the gavel has been swung, the sentence is done. They're off with their heads. Pluto, it's the death as, in fact, it doesn't, no, it's like the death is already, they're gone. The death is gone. Now it's a rebirth. Is who's going to take Littlefinger's place? Yeah, because we do still need somebody who does his role. Who's going to take his place? That's where we are now. Is now we know where the betrayals were. We always knew they were where they were, but we're getting the real world truth of where the betrayals were. And Pluto is just ushering in the new for us, taking out the old and ushering in the new. A trine is an expansive, lucky energy. It's the Jupiter of alignments kind of thing. It's the thing that blows it up, right? Like Pluto basically in a trine with the moon is again, it's not a aspect that creates change. It's one that creates the structure for it. Yeah. And Pluto is going, it's a friend of mine described Pluto as like a general. Yeah. So it's like the general is giving the directives now. The trine is not, it's not the actual army marching forward. It's the general making its decision saying, look, you've got all the evidence now. You've already had the emotions and the feel about it. Yeah. Now you have the extra. You know, like a few days ago we had Venus coming in to give her advice as the real world version of the feminine, to give her advice to the queen and king and go, look, I've been down there, seen it firsthand. This is what I see. But it's almost like they still didn't fully believe her. But now that Mars has come in and gone, look, I backed it. I went and checked it out too. I backed it up. I back her up. This is real. Now your real world feminine and masculine they are coming together, and they are now on the same page, and they're fighting the same fight. Now it's just a matter of bringing your inner bits together just to align the whole package, yeah, to create the portal, to 1111 your way to success, all right? It's beautiful. All right, let's see what we got in the cards. Starseed Oracle, Team of Teams, what do we need to know today, the 5th of July? We have 3 cards. Deep Cellular Healing, Star Brothers, and Activated Earth. Okay, so they keep on reminding us, I'm going to start with this one. They keep on reminding us, blinded by the light. You're in an adaptive phase, guys. It's okay that you're like, ah, my eyes! Spirit is coming in and offering you a pair of sunglasses now, right? This is Star Brothers, Horus energy, protection, loyalty, safety, trust. You're being protected. You're being offered the sunglasses so you can look at, or you're being offered the pinhole camera so you can see the eclipse. You know, it's you're being given the protection that you need from all around you. And this is, I'm getting, it's actual physical, like real life things of protection. Like maybe some of you are getting the vaccine, and I don't like to mention this because I don't want to polarize all of you guys, but you know, whatever it may be, maybe some of you guys are going out and buying a new pair of boots so that when you walk in the construction site you work in, you're not going to hurt your feet. Maybe some of you are getting a new car because your old one isn't working so great and it's time to replace it, so you know you're safe. Maybe somebody is coming in and going, hey man, I heard that the company's about to fold, like get out now while you can. Or like even like a, I don't want to say like insider trading, but it's like your stock advisor goes, dude, this thing is about to crash, like I really have a strong feeling about it. And you're like, how would you know? And they're like, I really don't, but I just like the way it's been trending and like you really should just drop that stock. Whatever it may be. It can be those real world things, but it's also like your spiritual team is also going like, don't worry, even if the lions and tigers and bears, oh my, come after you, we're going to be able to divert them without you even realizing that they're on the way for you. It's like the energy of like, you're walking through the jungle, yeah, and there has been a panther in the darkness stalking you for ages. And just as this panther decides it's going to come jumping out at you, a fucking herd of elephants comes storming through and knocks down the tree that hits the panther and squashes it right there. But you've already kind of just been like, wow, look at those beautiful elephants. And you don't even notice that the panther's been squashed, and you just walk away and never even know that it was there at all. You came this close from being in its bloody jaws, but you didn't, that's it. Deep cellular healing, Arcturus energy, physical and emotional healing. Guys, this is all this energy is going to help you heal, but also you're going through physical healing as well. I'm hearing some of you guys are very tired. I've been incredibly lethargic. I almost didn't even make this video. I'm not going to lie. I was very tired. Yeah, some of you guys are really, really lethargic. And it's okay. It's because your body is healing right now. It's because you're undergoing deep cellular healing. A lot of us are having our bodies kind of poked at and prodded by our spiritual teams right now. And if you feel tired, if you feel like you've been hit by a truck, it's very normal. They're saying we're sorry, but we gotta like fiddle around inside of you and like turn you to goop. Remember, you're a chrysalis, yeah? You're in that chrysalis phase. The butterfly or the caterpillar makes a cocoon around itself and completely turns its entire being into a liquid, and it gets reborn. It reconstitutes itself from the ground back up. Okay, we have the crane. You will soon enter into a beneficial partnership. Luck and longevity bless this union. Pluto is making a trine with the moon right now, right? A trine is a very lucky thing. So the things that are happening to you right now, even if they're painful, this is all for you. It's lucky scenarios, lucky ways you're going to come across knowledge, lucky crossing of paths, lucky. 777, bingo, Connect 4, Yahtzee, hole in one, goal, ole, ole. Guys, you will soon enter into a beneficial partnership. We have been talking for a long time about that thing that we're meant for. For some of you, it's a person. For some of you, it's a job. For some of you, it's a car. For some of you, it's a home. For some of you, it's an idea. For some of you, it's just yourself. You were fragmented and you're bringing the bits of yourself back together. Whatever it may be, that partnership, that union, you will soon enter. I got annoyed with the team a little while ago, I'm not going to lie, because they've got this very different version of what soon is, right? They don't have the same muggle concepts of time that we do. And even though we're doing well and we're connected and we're like tuned in and we're collaborating with people and we're discussing our feelings and we're discussing our gifts and we're doing all of this wonderful stuff, we're still human. We're still in a human body, and we still have to respect there are human experiences that we can't get around. And unfortunately, time is like the biggest fucking one of them, right? We have muggle time. So when spirit comes to me and goes, soon, I'm like, for you, soon could be in like 10 generations, because you're timeless. Like time doesn't exist for you. So like, what is soon when you've always existed and never will not exist, you know? So I told them, if you're going to say the word soon to me, you better mean a like tangible, normal human being version of soon, okay? Because like I can't go telling people that are listening to me soon if you mean in fucking 5 lifetimes, because that's not soon for us, all right? That's relative, all right? Everything is relative, okay? Like for me, a human being, a tree is really big, right? But for a tree, like a mountain is the biggest thing, and a tree, another tree that it sees is like, oh, it's just as big as me. That's no, and we're like humans are tiny, right? But to an ant, we're fucking massive. It's all relative, right? Depending on what shoes you're standing in, things look a little bit different. So when they say soon, they mean actually physically, like human beings soon. And I'm being called to remind you guys that we've been talking about a time frame of like in the next, I mean, okay, it's not tomorrow, but like things are going to be coming to fruition. Like the end of this, the new moon is going to be important. The end of this month, we're going to start seeing a lot more of the opposite side of things. Cancer season, they channeled to me today. They said, oh, they've been telling me for a little while, but it's something that they've been elaborating on, is that Cancer season, if you look at the symbol for Cancer, the 69, I think I even mentioned this in live at some point, it's all about the duality of things. And this Cancer season, which was brought up to me by a friend, is the first one of the age of Aquarius, which is all about innovation of the way humanity is going to be, in my opinion. Yeah, it's the first Cancer season for this new age. And it's going to be like a really black and white division, is that like, I feel like this new moon is going to be like where the tides turn and we go from the upside down one to the right side up one, where it's like, literally, it's like the turning point of our lives. Is we're on the verge of this turning point. So, I mean, I guess I'm going to have to put my money where my mouth is. Maybe I'm going to have my foot in my mouth very hard after the new moon, and you guys are all going to be going, you promised me, and fuck you. And look, I'm sorry if it doesn't happen, but like, it's just, this is what they're telling me. They're saying that the last half of Cancer season is going to be very different from the first half. The first half is meant to challenge us and tweak us, and to like beat us up a little bit and to give us some tough love, so that we know that because we're stubborn and because we fuck things up here, right? We ruin things here. That's what we do. Because we don't accept things unless we've worked hard for them. They need us to go through this phase right now so that we believe that our gifts are merited, so that we can accept our gifts in a way that we're not going to be self-sabotaging ourselves the way that we used to. They're doing this. We've chosen this so that we could sit comfortably in our throne once it comes to us and not be worried that it's a cheap knockoff from China, if you know what I mean. All right. That's generally the idea. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I'm sorry if it got a little bit rambly at certain points. But hey, it is what it is. Yeah, I will be back tomorrow over on Instagram live around 9 a.m. Bangkok time for the moon transit through Gemini. And then I'll be back here on the 7th for another Astro Peephole. But come and follow me over on Instagram if you haven't already. I'm going to do the weird, doing a video thing and say, please, would you click the little thumbs up guy and click the little bell if you want to know when I put out more videos. And yeah, go check me out over on Instagram if you haven't already. It's we have a lot of fun over there. I'm sure you'll like it. All right, my dears. I'm sorry for anything you're going through if I've made you feel a certain way. Thank you so much for lending your energy to the circuit and for being a beautiful, beautiful being. I love you to the ends of the earth and to infinity and beyond. And I accept this, and I hope you do too. But if not, hey, it's what it is. That's cool. I'll check you next time. Love you. Bye.